Hey there, it's the ABCs of Preschool podcast, the place to be for busy moms, teachers, and childcare providers. I'm your host, Miss Amber, an early childhood expert with nearly 3 decades of experience and a proud mama too. I know you're running around with those littles, so let's jump right in. Hi, everybody. It's Miss Amber with the ABCs of Preschool podcast. I'm really excited today. We're going to be talking about potty training 101. I have my most amazing regional director here, Miss Shannah. She's been, in my life for how many years?
Oh my goodness. Has it been 16?
What? Really?
No,
2011. 2011.
Was it 11?
10.
Yeah.
I think it was like 2010, 2011 when I opened a school in Folsom.
Yes.
And Miss Shannah came on as our infant extraordinaire teacher, right? So she's like the perfect person to talk about potty training. Between both of us, Miss Shannah has 3 daughters. I have 3 boys and a girl that I've raised. So we've got a lot of experience, plus all our students we've trained over the years. So we know about potty training. So Shannah, you want to just give us a little introduction about yourself, talk about your daughters and whatever.
Yes, I have been in childcare in one form or another for 25 years. And I have 3 grown daughters. So I had to potty train. They were all 3 different in potty training. And, you think the same family, same kids. No, that's not how it works. And I also have been working with infants and 2s. Those are my passions, and in-home childcare. But I love the infant 3-year-olds. They're so much fun. But potty training is not always. And I have my husband, and we travel in our RV, and I just work with you with the 2 schools we have and help other teachers and directors.
Yes, she is amazing and awesome. So I love you. Thank you for being here. So if you're a mama out there, if you are a teacher, a director, and when you're dealing with preschoolers, you're going to deal with potty training. And so many questions are like, when do you start potty training? How do you start potty training? And like Miss Shannah said, one version of your potty training might work for one of your kids and one version will not work for the other. For my kids, I have 4, my 3 boys and my daughter. I remember training my oldest. He was around 2 and he was just ready to be potty trained. But that was a little bit too early, so he backtracked. I always liked potty training, the potty party.
Yes.
I think that's what I remember of it. It was 1 week dedicated. Over the years, I'd usually have told parents, when you're ready to potty train, I always liked to potty train when it was warm out and my kids could run around naked. And we made a week of it, and it was a big potty party.
Yes.
I don't know. Did you do this at all?
I did not do the potty party, but I've heard of other families and it's worked so well because you want to make it exciting. Yeah. You want to have books. You want to have videos. You want to introduce them to the potty. Yeah. And just making it fun and exciting. Yeah. They have a 3-day method now that you just do that. They just go around naked.
Yes. It was literally, I remember I told my husband that we cannot do anything. I remember it was a commitment. This is potty party week. And I remember taking my oldest son to I think Target was around then. Yeah. Target or whatever, Walmart. And he would pick out the underwear that he wanted to wear. He picked out prizes. We picked out special juice or whatever he was going to drink because you want them to drink a lot because you want them to have to go to the bathroom a lot. And I think I even got party hats.
Yes.
Because I wanted it to be a really big deal. So that's how I personally trained my kids. But my daughter, sometimes every child's different. and it doesn't quite work. But I've always loved that kind of method of making it really special and really blocking out the time when they're running around naked, right? Like, and you set a timer, you're timing it, and you want them to go to the bathroom like over and over and over.
Yes.
Did you use little potties for your kids, like the little tiny ones, or like the little seat only?
No, I used the little potties for my girls. And first you let them play with it, just sit on it with their clothes on, set their teddy bears, their dolls on it. And so they get used to it.
Yeah.
And then it's in with the big potty, and we started that way. Yes.
And even in our school, see, and I didn't. I never had the little potty. I had the potty seat with the little step stool. But now looking back, like even at the preschools, I really like the little potty concept. Like the little tiny one. It's cute. It's like really tiny, so it's easy for them to get on.
They even have ones that sing now.
Oh my goodness. Technology. Technology. Oh my goodness. So that's one style of letting your kids run around naked and just setting timers, and they get prizes. I mean, you want to do a reward system. You want to make potty training really exciting, but let's backtrack, I guess, a minute. Like, how do we know
when their diapers are staying dry for longer periods of times, when they're showing an interest, when they're talking about that they would pee or poo?
Yeah.
And that's basically the first steps on knowing that they're interested.
Yeah. I remember my oldest, my kids, they would just want to like be in the bathroom, see about it when they're becoming conscious about what they're doing, when they're recognizing they're going potty or they need to go poo-poo. Yeah, those are definitely early signs of potty training. If your child's at a center, at a preschool, I almost find like it's easier.
Yes, because you can do potty parties. And potty parties is just all your friends and everybody goes in there at the same time. Yes. And even if they're not ready to sit on the potty, they're involved in the potty party and they see their peers going to the bathroom.
Yeah. And I think over the years, typically, like I always feel like when we start the beginning of the year with our 2-year-old class or our little toddlers, they all start potty training at the same time together, typically around, I feel like October, November, a lot of times they start getting potty trained because they see their friends are using the bathroom and teachers start clapping. We get really excited. Stickers, I think rewards are just really, really important for kids. And
I had a whiteboard that I would ask them what picture they wanted me to draw. And it said rock stars, potty rock stars on the top. And I would just draw a picture, of a truck. There was one little boy who all about the cars and trucks. So I would just draw a picture and he would be all excited. That's my, every time we went in there, that's my car, that's my truck,
So cute. So rewards are a really big part of training. Another thing I want to say too is it can get discouraging. It can get stressful. It can get frustrating, but always remember they will get potty trained. They're not going to go to kindergarten or first grade not potty trained. So like this, you will accomplish your task. If you see it's not working, like maybe did you start too soon? Like if they're not getting it, I would say back off. Like just back off from it because they're just not ready. I made the mistake with my daughter while she was potty trained. And I always found 2.5 was like the magic number for my kids. I started my oldest son at 2. He backtracked, wasn't quite there. So I started again when he was 2.5. So I always feel like 2.5 is kind of like a really great age to start potty training. But with my daughter, she was potty trained and so I had 3 boys and then my daughter, and I had no idea that I remember this specifically. We were in IKEA and when kids are just getting potty trained or learning how to potty train, they want to use the bathroom everywhere we go. Remember this? Do you remember that?
Yes. They want to test it out.
All the time. Like your whole life, once you commit to potty training your child, just remember it's going to be kind of like a part-time job because everywhere we go, my kids wanted to use the bathroom. So I remember taking her into IKEA. And again, she's my first girl that I just potty trained. And the flusher goes off automatically while she's sitting on the potty. As I'm holding her, on the potty, she screams like bloody murder. I mean, and she backtracked. She was so terrified to go into the bathroom, public bathrooms, for at least 6 months. And it was kind of mortifying, like so embarrassing. I would have to take her, like we were at Disneyland, like that girl would hold it. That's how scared she was. I would have to bribe her with suckers and like lollipops, but she would scream bloody murder every time I went into the bathroom. And I thought people thought I was probably like harming her or something. She was terrified.
Yeah, there are lots of reasons why kids don't potty train. And that I found that that's definitely one of them. When we're in the preschool setting, the sound of the potty inside of the metal doors sometimes freaks kids out. And they don't want to go into that bathroom. And so it's the same thing when you go out in public. They might not be potty trained out in public. You have to think about those things. It could be the noise of the bathroom, where at home, if we're using little potties or even our own, it doesn't make that much noise. And you might think, well, maybe we'll make sure they're out of that area before you start flushing. But with the automatic ones, you can.
Yeah. However, I learned you could put like a sweatshirt or something over.
That's a good idea. Yes.
Then I was like, oh my gosh, I wish someone would have told me this about like having a daughter. So I had to put like a sweatshirt over like the sensors. So, but it really set us back like at least 6 months. But just little tips for you. Just an FYI.
You might also find that, a child is all the way potty trained at home and won't do it at school, or they're totally potty trained at school and they won't do it at home. Take the win, make it a big deal, because eventually they'll find their way to be potty trained at both in both areas.
Yes. Okay, let's talk about pull-ups. Underwear versus pull-ups, like people go back and forth on this.
I do not like pull-ups. Do not. It takes the moisture away. The whole idea of having underwear when you're training is it makes it uncomfortable. If they're wearing pull-ups, it's like a diaper. Yes, they are pulling them on and off, but the underwear, you make a big deal about going and buying underwear and just send lots of clothes or have lots of clothes available, lots of underwear. It makes it so much easier. It's the same thing as the concept of letting them be naked at home, and so that they know that they see the function, they know what to do with it. It's all about their body and knowing when they have to go.
Exactly. Yeah. Underwear it can get frustrating.
Yes.
So have a ton of underwear. I mean, really. And I remember sometimes I would just throw the underwear away after certain incidences.
Yes.
But if you are at a preschool, if you're at a childcare center, that the teachers there should really be supportive of potty training. And we know as educators, especially if your child is in the school environment, we know that they're going to just go through a ton of underwear until they get it. So we know, we understand, we're all about it. But at home, I think that the pull-up is a cool concept. Maybe when you're out and about, and you're at the mall or you're out and about where, having an accident through underwear, through the pants is a really hard thing. But I think when you're potty training, go straight to the underwear.
Oh, definitely.
It's really important.
And an important thing is to work on them doing it for themselves, pulling their pants and underwear down and pulling them back up. That's a very, rewarding thing to them. They're proud of themselves that they've done that. And it makes it easier for you and for if you have them in childcare that they could do it themselves. I mean, we're there to help them, but they just,
I think that's another probably way to figure out, is my child ready? And I think it's so important. Our jobs as moms for our kids is ultimately we want them to fly. Now our kids are now adults.
Yes.
Well, mine's the youngest. She's 17. She'll be 18 in just a few months, in 6 months. But our ultimate goal with whatever we do as moms is we want our kids to fly. Our jobs are to teach them to be an independent, beautiful, loving human being. And that starts even from ages 0 to 5. So part of potty training too is really teaching them independence. Just like you said, they need to be able to start pulling up and down their pants. Oh, here's another thing. If you are potty training, like the clothing choices.
Oh, yes. Yes.
How many times have we had kids come in potty training and they're in overalls, and little ones cannot get their overalls up and down. So when you're potty training too, we want to promote independence for our little ones. Yes, they're 2. Yes, they're 2.5. Maybe they're 3. It's okay to teach independence, and we're supposed to. So have them wear loose sweats, whatever you're putting them in. I think like the loose sweats is the easiest. Your little ones should be able to pull their pants on and off.
A lot of times they wait until the last minute because a lot of times they do not want to leave their activity to go when they have to go. That's why, having a little timers works really well in the beginning. But even as they get more into potty training, they wait till the last minute. So you have to have something that comes off quick because they can't, they get in there and they're like, oh, I have to go.
Yeah. And the jeans, sometimes snapping jeans and zippers, that's just too much. So like loose pants, sweats, things
or
like
dress,
that. Or dress for the little girl. Really, yeah, exactly. So just remember what your clothing choice while you're potty training is really important too. I think, the timers are your best friend when you're potty training. We get busy with things. So it's always having that timer. It's like when you get a puppy, you know what I mean? I mean, we love our kids, but it is similar. Like you're teaching your little one. So you use the bathroom. So timer and consistency and routine is really, really important.
Yes. I think another thing that's important is try not to make it a power struggle. Because when certain schools say, if you're potty trained by this age, you pay a lower fee. Your child has to be potty trained by this age to come to our school or move to the next class. That is one of the things that really makes me upset, because your child could potty train anywhere between 2 and 4. Sometimes it takes a little longer, and to pressure that child always backfires, because then later they're having more accidents, and it's just not a place that a parent wants to be when they're arguing with a child about, especially a 2-year-old or a 3-year-old. They want the independence. They want to learn on their own. They do not want you telling them, you need to do this, Well, and that's too much pressure on parents.
It's stress.
Yes.
I think a lot of schools operate that. That is one thing that Loving Start, we have never done in our whole entire history. Is we've always said potty training not required, because it's stressful on parents, it's stressful on kids. And a lot of times parents may say they're potty trained and they're really not.
Yes.
And it just puts everybody in a really awkward position. So I think there is a lot of pressure on schools. I mean, there's schools that you may be looking at right now that your child has to be potty trained. So you do have to consider that and really think about, is your child ready?
Yes.
Like, is your child ready? Are they asking to go? Are they independent? Can they pull their pants on and off? Do they want to sit on the little potty? Like, are they excited? So you really have to look at all of those things. But I do think it's not fair. We have too much stress already.
Yes. Yes.
On that.
And they will be potty trained by the time they go to kindergarten. Yes.
They will.
Like you said, you want to make it fun. And when you have to do it by a certain age, or you're trying to do it before a new baby comes, it just puts too much pressure. It doesn't make it fun for anybody.
Yeah. I would definitely try it. I mean, I was popping out babies back to back.
Yes. Yes.
I mean, my first 2 are 17 months apart, and then my second 2 are 2 years apart. So I always try to. But like I said, I mean, do the potty party. If you see that most of my kids got potty trained. Actually, they all got potty trained. My daughter was the one that went backwards from that incident. But But that doesn't mean, but I also waited. I kind of really watched and saw that they were ready to be potty trained. But if they're not ready to, they will not.
No, they will not.
They won't do it. So make it fun, make it exciting. I'm all about rewards, whatever that looks like for you and your family.
I remember a family that made little cookies, underwear. And, it was just so cute. The little girl would just love that she got cookies with,
so
little underwear on them. It was adorable.
I think for the boys, potty training boys now, I think there's I think I used to throw Fruit Loops in the toilet.
You put in Cheerios and you have them aim.
Well, now I think there's actually
things that you can buy.
Light up. I don't know. I think there's technology is, See, there's things in the toilet that can, go off. That's really exciting. But so I think those are just some of our, did we miss anything? There's some of our potty training tips.
No, I think.
Just make it fun. Make sure that they're showing the signs that they're ready. Make sure you dress them in the clothes that they can succeed and feel like they're winning, like they are accomplishing something. When you dress them in clothes that make it really hard for them, that can be stressful for your child. So make sure they're in comfortable clothes. We really like the underwear. Just go buy a bunch of underwear.
Yes. Kids love to pick out because they have all the characters on them. Kids love to pick out what underwear they want, because they'll come to school and they'll show that, the side of their underwear. I have Spider-Man underwear on today. They get really excited about that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then buy prizes. I remember buying if they were dry for 3 days, they would get the bigger prize, so it would just have an array of things, stickers,
prizes, work. Make it fun. Whatever your kid is into.
Yeah.
Make it fun for them.
And then if you're at a school, just bring tons of clothes, and that those amazing teachers will help you guys out. And I do find when they're in preschool, it happens a little bit faster, I think, because they can see all their friends. But I hope you enjoyed some of our potty training tips 101. Wishing you all a beautiful week. Wish it, dream it, do it. And I will see you back here next week. Bye. Thanks for listening. I appreciate you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to hear this podcast. Make sure to hit the subscribe button so you won't miss the next episode. For more information on how to work with me, Miss Amber, visit me at thelovingstartway.com or follow me on Insta at thelovingstartway.